Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel Salesforce Shinobi. My name is Rajul Vishwakarma and today's video is related to the integration part. So in this video we will integrate the Chat GPT with the Salesforce. So I think everyone knows about the Chat GPT. Now it is a trending technology or it is a trending AI. Okay, so we will try to integrate that trending AI inside our Salesforce. So it looks like interesting, right? So we will do this in this video. So let's start the video here. If you see here, I have already integrated the Chat GPT AI inside our Salesforce. If you click on that ask button, so you will get a response from a Chat GPT server, just like that. Hi there, are how can I assist you? So if I ask any question inside, or if I write any question inside this box, so it's like what is Salesforce? Okay, so I will get the answer from the Chat GPT server or a open AI server. So it will take some time because we are getting the data from server. So if you see here, I got the data. I got the answer. So whatever I ask, like suppose what is SO query, okay, for account. If you see here, I am asking a SQL query to a AI machine or I got the query, right? So it's quite interesting. So anything we can ask here, it will provide a information for that. So it's that like Chat GPT AI works. So we will integrate this. So before we starting this, we have to follow some steps. First of all, openai.com, okay, and sign up there. So I have already signed up. If you see in here, you have to click on the sign up button and sign up here and generate your API key here. So I am using the Google to sign in this. So basically, if you want to access any API services, for that we have required some API key. So API key show that like you are accessing or you are an authorized person to access that APIs. Okay, so if you click on this personal or is this is your account. So if you click on this, so here you got this some like view API keys. You have to click on this, and I have already created the key. So first but in this in your PC it is not created, so you have to click on this create new secret key and you will get your new key. So take this key and put it in a safe place because that key will required in future. Okay, and here if you see in the navigation bar, you will see some documentation and API references. So we will use these APIs to integrate. We will call these APIs from our Salesforce to get the informations. Okay, so if you see here, this is they will show all these things, means they have documented it each and everything how can use the each API here. So if you ask, if you want chat compilation, image generation, so anything that you want, anything that OpenAI is offer, they have created the APIs for that. So next thing what we'll have to do, we have to test this API it is working on fine or not. So what, for that we are using the Postman tool for this. Postman tool is nothing but it is used to test the APIs online. Okay, so it is a very good tool. So we don't have to, simply you have to go to that postman.com and log in. If you are having accounts, is good. If you are not, if you are not having the account, don't worry, you can just simply create it. It is free of cost. Just click on this workspace part. Okay, so I have created my own workspace here. So inside this workspace, you have to click on that API. Okay, and we will call these API with that API key to test it that it is working or not. Okay, so I have clicked on this new API. If we click on this, so we are calling this API. So for what I have to write here, I have to write that the API URL which we are calling. So the API URL is nothing but it is present here. Yeah, this one. Copy this URL and paste it here. Inside the authorization part, what we have to select, we have to select this bearer token. So this bearer token is that what we have uh, got. Okay, just give me a minute. So I will put my authorization key here. If you see, yeah, this one, I put that authorization key here, and I am sending the request. See, I got the data. So I got the response. How is that? The status code should be 200. So if you find the status code is be 200, then you hit the server. If you find any other code, so there is a like if status code is 404 apart from 200, then there might be some issue with your API that you are calling. Maybe it's related to that token, anything just like that. Okay. So for the chat API, what we have to do, we will call this. We will call this API. So inside the method is changed. Okay, if you see, the method is post. Earlier we hit the API using the get method. Okay, so now what we see here, I will change the URL. Also I will change this post. So post method is that we are passing some parameter, or we are passing something inside that, or we are passing something message to that API server. Okay, so we need to pass this parameter. We have copied this parameter, and inside the body part you have to select this raw, and in text you have to select this JSON, and just so just click on this send button. If you see here, we got the response here. So what I have sent, I have sent it this hello, and I got the response like hi there for you. So if I change anything here, like if I ask hello, who, if I ask who are you, okay, what I will get. So if I click send button, okay, now what I have got this message like I am an AI language model developed by OpenAI. So this how this is working. Okay, so this is how it is working. The platform API means Postman to that API for Open API. So is it that it is working in this manner? Okay, so that's it. So we have created our API key, and we have tested our API inside the Postman. Now the next thing that we will go to this Salesforce. Okay, so before what we have to do first, so inside we have to go to the setup. Okay, before creating the lightning component, we have to set up something inside the Salesforce. First thing is that in the quick we have to do the remote site setting. Okay, we have to add this to remote site setting. Okay, okay, just like that. Okay, so now what we have to search for this remote site settings. Okay, and so in the new remote site you have to click on this button, and then you have to put their API name like chat GPT, and here you have to put this like and save it. So I have already done this. If you see here, I have already pasted inside this, like I have already created the inside this remote site setting. Okay, and you need to do one more thing here. You have to add your website URL inside this CSP trusted sites. Okay, so I have already added this. Like if you see here, if I added this the existing data, so what I have done, you can allow all these permissions here. Okay, you can take all these checkbox, context all, and you can put your trusted URL inside here, api.openapi.com, just like that. Okay, and just save it. So now we have done it from here. Okay, now next thing what we have to do, we will create a one lightning web component for this. So I hope like you have already set up that VS code along with the organization in your local machine, so that would be helpful. If you not, so you can follow my another video where you can get the how can we set up Salesforce DX for lightning web component development. Okay, yeah. So next we will move to this VS code. So here I will create a right click and will create a one lightning web component. So what? Chat GPT AI. Okay, just like that. So I have created this component here. So this is the GS file and this is this. Okay, so I will make this as a true. So I will express, so we will get this inside this org, and also like if you see here, yeah, targets slash target lightning egg page. So this component will be visible inside the lightning web page, and target, this is this is also available inside the home page and record page only. So save it. So we have completed this one. Now we'll go to this part. So I have already created a template for this. Okay, so I will copy that template and paste it here. So I will share all this data code inside the gate server, so you will also copy the code from that. Okay, so this is the code. See, now see here I put the Chat GPT AI. Okay, and if you see here is the spinner. So if the data is loaded, if the data is loaded, then we will get the message, otherwise we will got the spring tool here. So that is the loading part, and this is the input box in which we are put our question here, and this is the button where we are click it. So we will call that API server. Okay, so in Chat GPT Lightning class, what we have to do next? Okay, if you see here, so first of all, what we have to do, we have to create a data. Okay, data is equal to nothing, question. We will put this question value to default, hello, and next thing what we have to do is loaded is equal to true, is change is equal to true. So why I am creating this variable, I will tell you one by one. Okay, true. Okay, so now I have and message. So this message that we have to show here. Okay, so here is this, and if you go here, we are having this handle on change. Okay, so we will get the value from here. Event this dot question is equal to event dot target dot value. So if someone change on that input box, so the whatever value is there, we will get it here. Okay, and this dot is change is equal to true. Okay, and now we have set this. Now the another method is like this one. So this is the method in which we are calling our API. So if this dot is change, if it is true, okay, then we will go inside this if block. So what we will do here, here we will create a one function. So now we are here, till here we are good. Okay, we have handle each and everything here, questions, handle on click, handle on change, okay, along with this message and is loaded. Okay, now we will create a one function. So the function is the async function, async await function. So what is that? When we are calling so first of all you have to understand what we are. So there are two ways to call API from Salesforce. So first thing is the using the apex callout, the another thing is the using the fetch API. So in this part we will use the fetch API to get the data from Chat GPT server. We are not using the apex callout here. Okay, so I have already written that code. Okay, so I will share with you. If you see here, I have written this code that async.chatgpt. So inside that, first of all, so we have to understand the fetch method. The fetch method contains two things: endpoints and parameters, what we have to pass. Okay, so I will explain each and everything here. So the endpoint should be what? The endpoint should be the API URL from where we have to call the chat API. Okay, from where we means which API we have to call. So it is the chat, image generator, whatever the functionality you are calling means from that API, that you have to put that API here. Second thing, you have to create a headers. So what is the headers? Inside that headers we will pass something like that, the key, the content type. So key is like the authorization key related is just a parameter, it's just a API key. Okay, we are passing. So first of all we will create a headers. Inside that header we will append like authorization as a key. What we are passing our key means we are passing our API key, and what should be the type of that data which we will get. The data should be in the JSON format, so we will get the response at the JSON format. And the raw, so the raw part is like that. If you see earlier what we have done, we have passed the JSON format, the question what we have to ask inside the JSON format in raw format, and raw format we have select the JSON type. So in Postman we have done that. So we are doing the same thing here. Here we are passing the model. Okay, the model should be the which Chat GPT model we are calling. Right now the 4 is also there, but we are calling the 3.5 turbo here. Okay, and along with the message. So message, inside the message object what we are passing the role and the content type. Content is nothing, the question what we asking from the Chat GPT server or from the Chat GPT AI. Okay, so we have done all these things here. Okay, we have created our raw data. So raw data is nothing, the data we have to send to the server we are creating inside this raw. Okay, now we are creating the parameters what we have sent to the server. So inside the request option, what we are passing the method. So the method should be post, Headers we have already created earlier. Body, what the body we have to pass inside that. So the body we have created raw, and the redirect, so should we follow. Okay, so these things we have done here. Now what we are doing, we are passing these values inside the fetch method. So we have already passed this inside the fetch method. Okay, and then what we are doing here, if result is equal to await, so await function will wait till we will not get the response from the server. Once we will get the response, we will update the code, and that once the code will be available here, then after that only this the code will execute from here. Okay, so the code will wait till here, they will not execute until the data is not get from the server. So just like that it is working. So here we will getting the data, so data in this JSON format. So what we have done, we are taking out this the message, the actual content what we have required here. So inside the data we are having the choices type array. In choices type array we are taking a first value, or inside that there we are having, there is a one object name, one property name message, and that message is the object, and inside that object there is a property like content. So that values we are getting here, and I am doing is loaded is true here, because we have to show the data, means we have to show the data what we have get from that chat GPT. Okay, so that's why we are doing is loaded is equal to true. So see, is it is work like this. So here what we have to do next, we have to put is loaded here false. Okay, so this dot is loaded false, this dot chat GPT, we are calling that chat GPT function here, and is change is equal to false. So what is happening inside this code, see, I have explained each and everything. So suppose if you go to that input part, okay, just see here, so it's just like that, it's a very simple, it is nothing it's nothing complex. Okay, so I will save this, and I will deploy this to this source org. Okay, if you see here, it is deployed to this and here we are, what we are doing here, we are doing the, we put this console.log, so we will get the data inside the console also. So for the debug purpose, if you put this inside the inside, means if you put this the data inside the console.log, so it will be helpful for you. Okay, okay, so what I am doing here, see, suppose if someone is changing the value here, content means if you write hello here first time, okay, and you have click on this button ask. Okay, so what will here, if you writing some value, so is change is equal to true, it means that the if you have done change any changes inside the questions. Okay, so if someone click on that handle on click, if you click on that that ask button, so what happen, it will check for the is change is true, yeah. So go to this box, so is loaded is equal to false, that means that you are asking a question, so is loaded is equal to false, then the spinning spinner is what there at that time for that part. Then we are calling the chat GPT data async function, so we will call a API and we will wait for that and put until that data is not there, and we will put this is change is equal to false. So till now what is happening, if someone click on that multiple times ask value, this will not trigger because we put this is change is equal to false, so there is nothing change in the question. Yeah, but what happened if someone changes, if you changes the data again and push this server, click on that button, so it will trigger again. Okay, so is that the code is working? So we have already deployed the code inside our org, so we will go to this org and we will test it. Okay, so if you go to the service, click on this edit page. Now if you see here, we are having the Chat GPT AI. Okay, simply put where, so we are putting this here. Okay, okay, that's fine. Just activate this page and close it. Okay, and save it. Okay, now it's done, right? Okay, now what we have to do, just click on the inspect button and just go to the console, clear everything what is there, click on this ask button. See, it is working. So whatever, so the write a code, write a Apex code to get all the accounts. If you see here, I am asking this type, so it will write a program for me in Apex. If you see it, how many problems it is solving, like so okay, so what is that, inside the Apex it will write a code with the query, so it just like it is working. So it's very simple. I hope you have understood that what I have done here. So it's very simple, and you don't have to worry about it. I will create my repo, and inside that repo I will push all these codes, so you will take a reference from there also. So I hope you like this video, and for more videos you can like, share and subscribe my channel, and also press that bell icon. Okay, I will meet you in next video. Till now, enjoy this video. Thank you guys. Thank you.